So birds in the tray, we got the bald eagle. Got the great Indian bustard. Oh, Franklin's gull. Okay, so we're definitely gonna want to pick that up. I'm gonna draw a bonus card first for the Automa this time. So let's see what we have. Backyard burger. All right, this is birds worth less than 4 points. So 5 to 6 birds for 3 points. I guess it doesn't matter because it's for the Automa, but you can use any card that says percentage on the bottom for the Automa. So they're going to be taking birds that are worth less than 4 points, which is good. All right, and then we can draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we have Eastern Screech Owl. We got Dark-Eyed Junco, American Redstart, California Quail. Wow, I really like some of these birds. And the Dick Sissel. So we have California Quail. That could go in the forest. With the Redstart, we could be getting 3 food and an egg every time. And then if we pick up that Franklin's Goal turn 1, put that in the grasslands, we'll never have to draw cards. So it's going to save us an action the rest of the game. That sounds like a plan to me. So we're keeping American Redstart, California Quail. We'll ditch these. Oh, we don't have bonus cards. Let's check. Gotta draw bonus cards first. So we got Oologist, so birds that have at least 1 egg laid on them. So 7 to 8 birds is 3 points, 9 or more birds for 6. And then we have Forest Rangers, the other option. So consecutive birds in the forest with ascending or descending scores. So 3 consecutive birds for 3 points, 4 for 5, and 5 for 8. So if we look at the birds we're gonna play in the forest here, we have American Redstart, California Quail. It goes 4, 3. We would have to play a 2, 1, or a 0 point bird here for that to work. Or we could drop California Quail first, American Redstart second, and then it would go 3, 4, and we would want to go 5, 6, 7 to get the 8 points for Forest Ranger. I'm gonna just take the easier option. I know I'm gonna be laying eggs here, so I'll just take Oologist as my bonus card. We'll discard the Forest Ranger. Okay, so we're keeping 2 birds. We get 3 food because we're discarding 3 birds. And we can start. Oh, we need our food. So we get 3 food. Let's keep cherry worm wheat since we need cherry worm wheat. Oh, and I gotta put these duet tokens out too. So these just go on all the spots. So put one here, here, here. Okay. So we got the food. We got the duet tokens. Alright, the duet board is growing on me with the base game birds in there. Next time I'll probably play with maybe all 3 expansions, or we'll just slowly add. We could add the European expansion. I don't know. I think I was on the wrong internet, so maybe this message did not send. Let me see. No, it's not working. Let me just type a new one. Okay, there we go. There's a stream melody. I don't know. I don't really know how most of this stuff works. So I'm gonna pin this message. Yeah. Alright. So ready to start. I think turn 1 I'm just drawing that Franklin's Goal. Usually if you play in the Discords, like on the tournament servers and stuff, I don't think you can play Franklin's Goal or Chihuahua Raven until round 2. But since this is just a solo game against the Automa, we're gonna do that. So draw 1 card here. Take the Franklin's Goal. And that's it. Refill the tray. We got a Song Sparrow, so that's a 0-point bird from the base game. So when activated, if this bird is to the right of all, oh, it's a migratory bird. Okay. So it moves from habitat to habitat. That's cool. Alright, we'll flip 1 for the Automa. Lay an egg. Nice. Put this bonus card over here. Okay, so yeah, we didn't keep the Forest Ranger, so I think we can just put American Red Start down first so we get that extra food. So we'll play bird. I'm gonna drop the American Red Start. So in the Asia expansion duet mode, you're gonna place a duet token every time you play a bird, and then it has to correspond to the habitat that you played it in. So this is the forest, the wetlands, grasslands, etc. And then since we're paying a worm and a cherry, we can put it on this bonus space here because we paid a worm. So the available spaces would be like this bowl nest because it has a bowl nest. The Red Start has a bowl nest. So we could put this here. We could put it on the cherry. We could put it on the worm. And I think those are the only spots. Oh, there is another bowl nest over here. So I'm gonna put this on the worm bonus space so that we get a food from the bird feeder, which is what this symbol here means. And we'll take a wheat. So now we have 2 wheat. And that's the whole turn. So we'll play another bird. And then the Automa is going to discard the 3 bird cards from the tray and then gain a face down card. So the face down card, I think I'm playing normal difficulty, so this is going to be a 4-point card for them. And then they're going to place their first duet token here on the map. So we're going to, starting in the upper right corner, looking for a beak pointing left or right in the wetlands. So this is going to be the first spot we place the duet token for the Automa. And if anyone has any questions on how that works, just let me know. I'll explain it. I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit though. So refill the tray. We got American Crow, Rose-breasted Grosbeak, and the Blue-winged Warbler. So Blue-winged Warbler is a good bird. 8 points. No abilities. Holds 2 eggs, bowl nest. I like it. It only costs 2 worms. So next action, I guess I'm just going to take food. So we're going to get 2 here. We kind of need a fish though. So to play Franklin's Goal, we need that fish and then any food. So we get 1 food to start. Let's take a worm. We have the 2 wheat, so let's take this worm. And then I think for the second option, when we activate the red start, it says gain 1 food from the bird feeder. So we're going to take another food here. Let's just take the rat so we can make that feeder rerollable. And that's the whole turn. So we gained food that turn. We ended up getting a worm and a rat. Alright, we'll flip a card for the Automa. They're going to take food as well. So now that these 2 are the same, we're going to reroll this whole feeder first before we choose the food for the Automa. And they're gonna start by taking rats. So there is one rat. Take the rat out, and then we don't have any pink powers on the board, so basically skip this part. And that's the whole turn. Okay, now we're gonna drop. I guess we have to lay eggs, so because I want to play a second bird here in this column, and this column costs 1 egg to play a bird. So we're gonna lay 2 eggs, put them both on the red start since that's all we can do. And that's our whole turn. Let's flip for the Automa. They're laying an egg, so right back to me. And now we can play the California quail. So this is going a little quicker here. Alright, we got... This is going to cost a worm, 2 wheat, and 1 egg. So we'll take an egg from the red start. I'm definitely going to have to move this mic too. This is pretty much in my way. Yeah, so we'll pay an egg, and then worm, and 2 wheat. Alright, then we're placing another duet token, so this has to go in the forest. And let's see what the options are. So we could place here since we paid a wheat. We could place here since we paid a worm. We can't go here on this bonus space because it doesn't have that type of nest. So really we're looking at 1, 2, 3 options. And yeah, so I'm kind of looking at the end of round goals here for round 1. It's duet tokens in the forest, so we're doing pretty well with that. We have 2 so far after we place this one. And then round 2 is going to be fewest on bonus spaces. So I'm debating here if I want to put another duet token here because we do have the California quail has a beak pointing left. And it would give us another food, but there are no fish. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we just don't put it there. We'll put it on the worm to keep ourselves off those bonus spaces until maybe the end of round 2 or after round 2. If so, then that's the whole turn there. Yeah, we paid the food, we paid the egg, played a bird. Alright. So we'll flip a card here for the Automa. They're going to discard these 3 birds. That kind of stinks. Because I wanted that. Also, the American Crow is good for the grasslands. You can discard an egg. It's like a weaker Chihuahua Raven, so you can discard an egg from any of your other birds to gain 1 of any food from the supply. So, say you can't get that feeder to roll what you need, you can just activate the crow. Alright, so we're discarding that, getting a 4-point card for the Automa then. We'll place their duet token. And that's going to go start down here. Looking for a nest type in the forest. So we're going to work our way up to here, and this is going to be the first spot. So they almost have a contiguous group already. Yo, it's Casey. Yo, what's up, Casey? Forklift certified 18. I love it. So that's going to be the first duet token for the Automa. So we could take our next turn here. We have 3 actions left. Let's refill the tray, see what comes up. Alright, we got Western Meadowlark. We got the Barn Swallow. And then there's the Smew. So the Smew is an Asia bird. It has a when played ability to draw 4 cards, tuck 2 cards behind this bird, and add the other 2 to your hand. So that could be good. Yeah, that could be good. I really want to get this gull down so that we don't have to worry about drawing cards. We're basically just going to save. I don't think I'm going to be drawing cards the rest of the game, to be honest. I just need 1 fish, and I can't seem to get the fish. So I think what I'm going to do is take food one more time. If we take food one more time, we get 2 food. Well, we get 3 food because we'll get 2 here. We'll activate the red start for the 3rd. And then we can also lay an egg because of the quail. So what we could do is overpay with the food. So when you play a bird, you can convert 2 food into any food. So if you don't have a fish, you can use 2 rats. So we're gonna take food another time here, and we'll just take yeah, because it's fish and anything, so it really doesn't matter what we take. We'll take cherry, and we'll take wheat. And now we pretty much have the food we need to play this goal. And we have 2 actions left, so we can do it. And then we lay an egg here on the quail. So this when activated ability is lay 1 egg on this bird, so it has to go on the quail. And then we'll get another food from the red start, so we'll just take a worm. And that's the whole turn. So we're done. We'll flip one for the Automa, or the computer here, so the imaginary player that we're playing against. So since there's only 1 food left, they're gonna re-roll first. And then they're removing worms and wheat first, so see here. So for the bird feeder, there is a worm and a wheat, so you can see kind of here on the card. This is going to determine what they take out first. So they take worm and wheat, and if there's no worm wheat, then they take the worm. So the worm wheat comes out, take that out of the feeder, and then activate all the pink powers. So we don't have any pink powers on the board right now, so then we just go right back to my turn. Okay, so now we can play the gull. We're going to put that in the grasslands because that's going to allow us to discard eggs to draw 2 cards. So that's another one of the really powerful birds in the game, along with the raven. And there's another one like that, and it's called the killdeer, I think. So we're playing a bird, put Franklin's gold down in the grasslands. Yo, Casey, does it say how long the WoW servers will be down? So we'll drop the gull. So it's gonna cost fish and anything. So what do we want to pay with here? Let's do a rat, and then we'll do worm wheat, and we'll keep that cherry because those are hard to come by. So we're overpaying for this bird here. We're going to use a worm and a wheat as a fish, so the 2 food conversion up here printed on the board when you play a bird. So we're going to pay worm wheat, and then any food's going to be the rat, and then no eggs, and we'll place this duet token. This has to go in the grasslands. So in this yellow spots here, what are the options? So it is a star nest, so we could technically put it here. If the bird has a star nest like that, it's a wild, so we could go here and get a free egg, and that seems like the move right now. So I'm gonna put that there, and we'll get a free egg. We'll put that on this bird, and that's the whole turn. So we have 1 action left after this, and I think the best move would probably just be to draw more cards since we have no birds. We'll flip one for the Automa first. Taking food again, so we got pretty lucky here actually. So we'll look at the first thing they're taking out of the bird feeder is going to be a rat. Not sure how long the servers are down. I haven't been on yet today. Yeah, I was on while it was turning off, so I think it's usually like an hour or 2. I don't know. Probably get back on after this game. So there's no rats in the feeder. They already removed that last time. So the next option is a fish here. So take the fish out. So the fish comes out, and then that's it. We ignore the cube in the duet mode. So last action, we're gonna just put this here, lay some eggs. So we get 2 eggs, and we'll drop one. We are getting kind of full. I guess we could put one on the quail. And then we're going to use the Franklin's Gull ability to discard an egg to draw 2 cards. So I kind of want to look at some of these birds in the tray first before I draw off the top of the deck. I don't think the Smew is a good option because we're going to be able to draw cards real easy. So we have the Barn Swallow, could be really good. And also the meadowlarks since we have the quail. So I think I'm just going to take those two, and I'm not going to draw any from the deck. So we'll pull those two right off the tray, and those are our 2 cards that we drew. Alright, and that's my last action. So we're going to refill the tray for the Automa's turn here, and then yeah, we'll flip for the Automa. And then this symbol here means that they're going to discard the 3 cards from the tray, get a face down card for 4 points, and then they'll place a duet token on the map here. So we're going to follow the map, and it says to start in the bottom right, working up like that, looking for a food in the wetlands. So first food in the wetlands will be this worm. So they're going to put their duet token right there. And you can kind of see that they already almost have a nice contiguous group here, because you get a point for each one that's touching. I know it's probably hard to see. You can zoom in here, but these little dotted lines are going to be where they connect. So if you have a long contiguous group at the end of the game, you get a point for each one that's touching. And then yeah, that's the end of the round, so I'm not going to refill the tray. We'll score the end of round goal real quick. So duet tokens in the forest. So we can look here, this green is the forest, so white is the Automa, and I'm the black. So I have 2 and they have 1, so we win that round. So we get the 2 points and they get the 0. We'll refill the tray up here. So we have 3 new birds coming out. We got the tufted titmouse. So that's when played, you play an additional bird in your forest, pay its normal cost. Then we got acorn woodpecker. So that's a when activated ability to gain a wheat from the bird feeder. If available, you may cash it. So you can either cash it or keep it when it says may. And then we got another bird here. This is the American avocet. So that's a pink power. Once between turns, when another player takes the lay eggs action, lay an egg on another bird with a ground nest. So we do have some ground and star nests that could be good, but I don't really pay attention to the pink powers while playing against the Automa, because it rarely comes up. So everything else we got to do is just shuffle this deck. We'll take that round 1 card out. So this is going to get removed here. It says remove after round 1. So we'll take that out. Flip this round tracker to round 2. And then shuffle the deck 1 time. Just do a quick drop shuffle. And then, yeah, we already reset the tray. Put the cubes back. And so I think in the, like if you're playing against another person, whoever wins the end of round goal would go first. But you always go first against the Automa. That's the rule. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to move this microphone. I'll just move it over here for now. And then maybe I can just do something like that. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, that thing it was like right in my face. Alright, first turn here we have 1 cherry. That's not going to help right now because we need a worm. Well, we need 2 worms and a wheat to play these 2 birds, and both of these are going to go in the grasslands. So that's really going to get that grasslands engine going, where we can lay eggs, tuck cards, draw cards. So first action, I think we're going to take food. So take our cube here. We'll put it on the gain food section. We're going to get 2 food from the bird feeder. So looking at the bird feeder, the options available are the worm, the wheat, and the cherry. And we know we need both worm and wheat. So let's take those 2. Since we get 2 food. And then we'll activate this quail. So when activated, lay an egg on this bird. So we're going to do that. And then we'll activate the red star too. So we get another food. And when there's 1 left, you can re-roll. So we'll re-roll that. Alright. That's a pretty good roll. I guess we could take a fish. in case a big fish bird comes up. Okay, we'll flip this first card for the Automa here. See what they're gonna do. They're gonna lay 2 eggs. Nice and easy action for the automated player, or whatever you want to call it. All right, so I'm trying to decide, do I want to put this meadowlark down first or the barn swallow? So the barn swallow's ability is to tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, you can draw a card. So that's going to give us a tuck and draw. So tuck and draw is good because you get a point, and then you can take a card from the tray. We also have the meadowlark. So this is all players lay an egg on any ground nest bird. So a ground nest looks like this. This is probably hard to see, but this is a ground nest, or that's what I call it at least. I think it's like an enclosure nest. So that could be good. The only problem with that is we're playing with the Automa's Horde, so each time we activate that meadowlark, they're going to get 3 cash tokens, which will convert to like a half a point. So let's put the meadowlark. No, I don't know. Let's put the barn swallow down first. But see, if we put the barn swallow, yeah, I think we're just gonna end up not being able to activate the barn swallow one time. I guess I'm fine with that. So let's put the meadowlark down. Yeah, we'll put the meadowlark down. So this is a grassland only bird, so it has to go in this row here. We're playing a bird, and we could take an egg from the quail or the gull. So the gull's full right now. It doesn't really matter though, so let's take it from the quail. And then we gotta pay the worm and the wheat is the food cost there for that. So we'll pay the worm and wheat. And then we can place this duet token in the grasslands on the board. So kind of look at some of these spots, which ones are available. So you have to play in the grasslands since that's where we played the bird. And then you got the food has to correspond with it. So we paid both a worm and a wheat. So we could go on these two. We could also go on this wheat, and this gives us a free egg. So that seems like the move right there if we're going to get a free egg. There's also, we could do less than 50 centimeters to get another free egg. That is closer to this duet token too, I guess. Let's use the wheat right now, because we have barn swallows also 38 centimeters, and that's going in the grasslands. So we'll get a free egg here, and we might get a second free egg. And we're definitely going to lose this end of round goal for fewest on bonus spaces, because we got 1, 2, 3 so far. All right, that was round 2, or our second action for round 2. So we're going to flip one for the Automa. They're going to lay 2 eggs. Gotta love it. That's so fast. It's so much better than placing that duet token. All right. We could just overpay and drop the barn swallow right now, but I'm really not in a hurry. So maybe we take that worm and some rats. So let's take food one more time. We're going to take food one more time. We get 2 food here. So we'll take rat, worm. Okay. So we get a rat and a worm. Then we'll move over and activate. Oh, I gotta flip this camera. So we're gonna activate this quail. So this is when activated, lay an egg on this bird. So we'll put an egg there. And then red starts, so we get another food from the bird feeder. Let's take that rat. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good forage. You're getting an egg and 3 food already. So I like it. Let's flip for the Automa's third action. They're playing a bird. So this is their first time they're going to play a bird. And it's going to be based on their bonus card here. So backyard birder. Bird's worth less than 4 points. All right, so if we look at the tray, you can zoom in here on the tray. They're taking birds that are worth less than 4 points. So we got the tufted titmouse is 2, and the other 2 are above 4. So they're going to take this card face up for 2 points. And that actually helps because their face down value is going to be 4. So That's good. So we'll flip one to refill the tray, and we got the Wilson snipe. So that's a good bird. So it's 5 points for 1 food, and then when activated, all players draw a card from the deck, so you get another bird card. That's good. Alright, I think I'm going to play this Barn Swallow now. So we're playing a bird out in this 3rd column, so it costs 1 egg. It shows right here. So we'll take an egg from the... Let's take it from the quail. And then we're going to pay the worm. So the Barn Swallow costs 1 worm. So we'll pay with the worm that we got. And then we'll place this duet token. So the Barn Swallow is less than 50 centimeters. So that's what this symbol right here means. Less than 50 centimeters wingspan. So we'll put that on this spot, and then we'll get an egg. So we're really getting a lot of bonus spaces here. So we're definitely going to lose this second end of round goal, which is fine. I think we'll make up for it just in raw points. We're going to tuck a lot of cards. We're going to have a lot of eggs. We're definitely going to get this bonus card points. This is birds that have at least 1 egg laid on them. So we need 7 to 8 to get 3 points, and we need 9 or more birds to get the 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. So with still 2 rounds left in the game. So good to go. So that's our 4th action. We paid the food, the egg, and we placed a duet token. We'll flip one for the Automa. They're going to take... Okay, so the first one they want to take is a cherry, but since there's only 1 left, we'll re-roll first. Alright, so this feeder is worm wheat for 3 dice, and then worm wheat. So the first one we see on here is worm wheat. So these 3 dice come out. All 3. And then we don't have any pink powers, so it goes right back to my turn. And we have no more cards, so we're going to try to draw some cards here. So the normal way to draw cards is this bottom row down here, but we have this Franklin's Goal that allows us to draw cards when we lay eggs. So we're going to lay 3 eggs here. And we're going to definitely start running out of space. But let's put 1 on the red start. Let's put 1, maybe 2 on the quail. Yeah, we'll put 2 on the quail. And then we have to skip this ability because we don't have a card in our hand to tuck. So this is hopefully the only time we have to skip it. And then we'll activate this Meadowlark. So this says all players lay an egg on any enclosure nest bird. You may lay 1 egg on an additional bird. So that means we get 2, and any other players would get 1 on that type of nest. So wild nest counts for that, so we could put 1 here, and it has to be a different bird, so you can't put 2 here, you gotta put 1 on another bird. And then, since we're playing with the Automa's Horde, you gotta give them 3 cash tokens, so that's like a half a point, which I'm fine with. Put that over here. And then we have the last bird in our grassland habitat is the Franklin's Goal. So that says to discard an egg to draw 2 cards. Now, I'm kind of looking at that snipe because it's 5 points for 1 food, so that's pretty good. So we'll discard an egg from... Let's take it from the gull this time to keep them star nests open. And then we'll grab the snipe. Now, we get 2 cards. We're going to take 1 from the tray, and we'll get 1 from the top of the deck. So hopefully this isn't a good bird and we can tuck it. Okay, we might be tucking the Stellar's J, so that's fine. And we'll flip, and the Fire-Fronted Seren comes out. So this teal power here, this color, is it's a round end ability. So at the end of each round, you would activate this ability. So lay an egg on this bird for each bird to its left in this row. So if you play the Fire-Fronted Seren here, at the end of every round, you would lay an egg on all the birds that are to the left of it. That could be good, but it's only a 1-point bird, so I'm not really going to mess with it. Alright, that was our 5th action. We'll flip 1 more for the Automa here. They're going to wipe the tray. There goes the fire-fronted Seren, Acorn Woodpecker, and the American Avocet. And then they'll get a face-down card. And that's going to be worth 4. Okay. Let's place the duet token for the Automa. So this is going to be starting up here. Looking for a nest type in the wetlands. So first one's going to be right there. They're going to take that spot right in between my 2 tokens. And we'll flip 3 new cards out there. We got the Bobo Link, Valk's Swift, and then the common Grackle. Grackle could be good, along with the Gull, but I would have liked to have that down before the Barn Swallow, I think. What I might do right now is play Wilson Snipe just to get us another enclosure nest, so that when we activate that Meadowlark, we don't run out of space. We have the 2 wild nests and the quail, but they're obviously filling up quick. So we might just overpay here. Is that the move? I don't know. Because how hard is it to just get a worm at some point? I think we tuck Stellar's J and draw another card maybe. So what does that look like? So we would be laying 3 eggs here. And we really only have space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd be laying 3. Yeah, let's just drop the Snipe down here. I don't want to waste any egg actions. So this is going to cost a worm. We don't have a worm. We're going to overpay with let's do a rat and a cherry, I guess. And then no eggs because it's the first column. And then we'll place this duet token here in the wetlands. So this is our first one going in the wetlands. It does have an enclosure nest, and that kind of gets us closer to... It at least gives us another spot to try to get a big contiguous group here, man. I might be able to just weave my way through here and connect these as well, so we'll see. Alright, that was it. We played a bird, let's flip 1. And they're going to lay 2 eggs. So that's it. Now we're going to draw cards here. And by draw cards, I mean lay eggs, I think. Because hopefully we got the space. So we can lay 3 eggs. Technically, we could discard a food to lay a 4th. Yeah, hopefully that's not... Oh, I need to go get my charger. Completely forgot about my charger. I'll be right back. They should have 6 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my computer is doing weird stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll flip one more for the Automa. Hopefully the stream is not interrupted here. That would be the 7th. They're going to discard all 3 cards from the tray, which is perfect. You need to refill it for the next round. And then they'll get a face down card worth 4 points for normal difficulty. Place a duet token. So then we got, starting here, looking for a nest type, it looks like, in the grasslands. So first one is going to be, I want to say here. So that's where that goes. Starting here, working this way. Yeah, it's going to be right here. And we'll refill, and this will be for the next round. And we have no round end abilities, so we'll be right on to round 3. Okay, we'll put the cubes back. Scoring the end of round goal real quick. We have fewest on bonus spaces, so 100% we lost that for sure because we took all those bonus spaces. Just to count though, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and they have none. So we get the 0 points there. Automa takes the win for 3 points. No big deal. This is going to be a pretty good game. If we can get this grackle down, get some cards tucked, we're going to really add up the points here, and then we have the wild turkey to play. That can go in the forest, wetlands, or forest or grasslands. So yeah. It's just a matter of getting the right food. So you need 2 wheat and a cherry. We should have kept that cherry, I think. It's too late now. Alright, we're going to take the Automa deck, remove this round 2 card, flip this to round 3, flip the duet tracker to round 3, and then shuffle the whole deck. And yeah, we can get started with round 3 now. So the round 3 goal is duet tokens on food. So we can kind of see where we're at with that. Right now we have a worm and another worm. And then we have a wheat down here. And that's it. So it looks like 3. And then if we look at the Automa, they got 1 right now. So we're doing all right. We're doing all right for round 3 goal. And the end of round goals aren't everything. I mean, really, especially on the duet board, it's really only 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points we're talking. So, not bad. I really like the bonus spots. And then one of the end of round goals is fewest on bonus spaces. Alright, what's the move here? Turn 1, let's take food. We're going to try to get a cherry. So what we'll do is take food. And we have 1 more egg we can lay here on the quail, and then we got to start playing birds. So it's important to get this wheat so we could play this turkey and this grackle. So we get 2 food, let's take 1 wheat, and then since there's 1 left, we can re-roll for the second choice. So we'll re-roll the whole tray, or the whole bird feeder. Okay, we did get that cherry, so that's good. We'll take a second wheat first. So we got our 2 wheat, and then we'll activate this quail. So we get an egg here on the quail, so that's going to give us a full nest there. That's 6, and then we'll activate this red start, so this is gain of food from the bird feeder, and that's how we're going to get the cherry. Cool. So that was our first action for round 3. Let's flip a card for the Automa. They're going to take food. So first food they're going to take here, I know it's hard to see, and that's not any better, but they're going to take a fish first. So we'll look at the feeder. And trying to get used to switching these screens over here. So we have fish, rat, and worm wheat. So the first one they want to take is a fish. So we'll take all the fish out. There's only one, and we're done with that. Now there's no pink powers on our board, so we skip that part and go right to my next turn. And what do I want to do here? We could do wild turkey. We need one more wheat to get that grackle down. So let's play. I kind of want to play that wild turkey here, only because I want to remove 2 eggs. But see, this wild turkey is going to be huge for us with that western meadowlark, because it has that type of nest. It'll give us 5 spaces, so that's perfect. So the question is, do I want to play it in the forest or the grasslands? And I think the move is going to be the grasslands. So we're going to play a bird here. Now, when you get out to this 4th column, you can see it costs 2 eggs to play a bird. So we're going to take, I don't know, an egg from here and here. Or maybe let's just take 2. No, I like that. Let's take 1 from each. So we'll take 1 from the meadowlark, 1 from the quail, freeing up some space. And then we'll drop the wild turkey. So that's going to cost 2 wheat and a cherry. We'll take the 2 wheat and the cherry. All right. And then we can place our duet token. So this is going to go grasslands. So we're looking for food here. I kind of like this right here because this gives us a contiguous group of 3. We could also go here. I can't tell if that beak's pointing right. It looks more like straight to me, but it is slightly right. So I guess technically we could go here or here as well, but because it's 135 centimeters and this spot here is 50 plus. And we paid a cherry and wheat. So since round 3 is duet tokens on food, we're going to go on that wheat there. All right, that was second action there. So we'll flip 1. And they're going to play a bird. Okay, so looking at the tray, the Automa wants to take birds worth less than 4. So we got Baird Sparrow and we got Pygmy Nuthatch. Those are the 2 that are less than 4. So they're going to take both and keep the highest point value. So the Pygmy Nuthatch will get discarded because it's 2 points, and they'll keep the Baird Sparrow face up. I think that's how it works. Someone can let me know. And then we'll flip, refill for the Automa, or refill the tray, and then they're going to place that duet token here. So we're going to start in this bottom right on the map here. Look for a food type, which isn't good because that's the bonus or the end of round goal. And then it's going to be in the grasslands. So the first one's going to be right there. That's going to give them a 4-point contiguous group. And it's also going to be working their way for that 3rd round goal. All right, what's next? So we can lay eggs now. I'm kind of thinking we take that wheat and just play the grackle and just start tucking and drawing cards. Yes. Because we do want to try to play 9 birds for the bonus card here. So we have Oologist, or however you say that. So Oologist is birds that have at least 1 egg laid on them. So it's going to be 9 or more birds for 6 points, and we want that. So at the end of the game, we just want to make sure we have 9 birds and an egg on each one. Okay. All right, let's lay some eggs here. We could just play red-shouldered hawk, though. I kind of like that, too, because that's going to give us more egg space. So we'll put the red-shouldered hawk up here in the forest. And then that has a predator power. So that's an ability where it says, when activated, look at a card from the top of the deck. If it's less than 75 centimeters, tuck it behind this bird. If not, discard it. So each tucked card is a point, so that's good. This costs 1 rat, 1 egg. So let's take an egg. We're freeing up space here from... We'll take it off the meadowlark here. There you go. Paid the rat, paid the egg. We're going to place this duet token in the forest. So in the forest, for positions that we have available, we paid a rat. It also has a platform nest, so these two, we can place it on these two, and I think that's it, unless I'm missing something here. So we'll put it on the rat. I think that's the best option. Yeah, we're gonna try to weave through here. As long as the Automa doesn't place a duet token on one of these spaces, we're good. Alright, that was action 3, round 3. So we got one more flip here. Gonna lay 2 eggs. Alright, we have 3 turns left. I'm kind of thinking we take food, since we have that space on the California quail right now. And we need a wheat to play the grackle, so with 3 turns left, this is kind of good. We can take 2 food, we'll take a wheat, and then we'll re-roll. Do we want to re-roll? Maybe we just keep that rat. We'll take a rat as the second option, and then we have to re-roll. Okay. Now we're going to activate the red-shouldered hawk for the first time, so this is a predator power. So when activated, look at a card from the deck. If it's less than 75 centimeters, tuck it behind this bird. And if it's not less than 75, you discard it. Alright, so we're looking for... Oh no. Not the raven. Alright, so we have to discard the raven. So that sucks. This is one of the strongest birds in the game. So it's kind of like the crow. These are the 2 strongest birds in the game, I think. The Franklin's gull and the Chihuahua raven. So it's unfortunate that's getting discarded, but it's kind of late in the game anyway. So we don't get the point there. We'll lay an egg on the quail, and then we get 1 more food from the red start. So let's see, what are we going to take here? We have what we need right now. Let's take a wheat. So we got a wheat. Alright, that was 4 actions, so we're going to flip for the Automa. They're going to wipe the tray here. Then they'll take a face down for 4 points, as usual. Then they're going to place this duet token starting in the top right, looking for a food type in the forest. So that's going to be that first wheat up here in the top. So we'll drop that down and then refill the tray. Alright, greater prairie chicken could be good, but we don't have the space in the grasslands. White-crested laughing thrush. I mean, I guess, could greater prairie chicken be better than this grackle? I mean, we're gonna have to skip 1 of the tuck and lays on the grackle. So I'm kind of wondering, maybe that 5-point bird with a extra bonus card might be better. The laughing thrush is a forest only bird. So this is when activated, tuck a card from your hand behind this bird. If you do, you gain a worm, wheat, or cherry from the bird feeder. So that's pretty good. Cool looking bird too. I mean, I would like to see that. But they live in Asia. So then flip 1, we got the northern shoveler as well. So that's a good 7-point. Another ground nest bird that could be huge for us, like with the meadowlark. I do feel we're gonna run out of space there because we get 5 actions in the last round and we still have 2 now. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we don't play the grackle. Maybe we lay eggs, pick up. I might just tuck this grackle. I don't know. We got options. We got options right now. So if we lay eggs, we're not, I don't know. I could tuck the grackle. Use it to pick up the shoveler. And then I could play the shoveler. Is that better? So it's going to be Shoveler or Greater Prairie Chicken. I think the bonus card is going to be better. Let's do that. So Grackle's out of the window. We're going to lay 4 eggs here. And finally got some space that we don't care about. So we could put 2 eggs on the platform. And then we'll go with 2 on the turkey. So that's 4. And then we can tuck this Grackle. So we're activating this Barn Swallow here. So this is just a tuck and draw bird. So we're going to tuck a card from our hand. And then it allows you to draw a card. So you can take from the deck or the tray. We're going to take this Greater Prairie Chicken, I think I decided. Which is a endangered species. So it's, when played, draw 2 bonus cards and keep 1. Which is nice. Alright, then we'll activate this Meadowlark. So, when activated, all players lay an egg on any ground nest or enclosure nest bird. And then it says you may lay an additional egg. So we get to put 2. Let's put 1 on turkey. And we'll use this star nest over here on the gull. And then we'll give the Automa those 3, or that, yeah, those 3 cash tokens for half a point, which has now added up to like 2.5 points. So there's that. And then we're going to discard an egg to draw 2 more cards, which is nice. So let's discard from our quail because that's the most full. And then we'll scoop this shoveler. So that's coming from the tray. And you don't refill as you go. So there's that too. And we'll take 1 from the deck. So we got the Great Hornbill. We got Northern Shoveler and Great Hornbill. So we're never going to use the activated ability on the Shoveler because we don't need to use the wetlands to draw cards. But it says when activated, all players draw a card from the deck. It's just a nice 7-point bird with an enclosure nest is why I want it. Then we have Great Hornbill, a 9-point forest bird. So when activated, all players may tuck a card from their hand behind a bird in their forest and or cash a cherry from their supply. So it could be 2 points there if you're tucking a card and you're cashing a cherry. So that seems good. And it's also 9 points on its own. And what are we at here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 birds. So we do need to play 1 more to max out this Oologist bonus card. And we need to play a bird and lay eggs on it. So we're looking good here. This is good. Alright, so that was the end of my 5th action. Round 3. So we'll refill the tray and we'll flip a card for the Automa here. Alright, Common Sandpiper and Crested Ibis come out in the tray. And then flip card. Alright, they're playing a bird again, so let's look at the tray here. So the Automa is taking cards that are worth less than 4 points. So we have the Crested Ibis for 7, the White Crested Laughing Thrush for 6 points, and then the Common Sandpiper for 2. So they're going to take this 2-point bird face up, and they get them 2 points. That's good. Alright, we'll refill, and then they can place that duet token. So the Great Cormorant comes out in the tray, 6-point bird in the wetlands. Alright, let's put this duet token down. So I think I'm getting better at this duet token thing. We're starting down here. We're looking for a food type in the forest. So the first food type in the forest is going to be this cherry. So we'll put that here, and that doesn't really affect us because we're trying to get these all connected. So if we can get a wetland bird with a fish maybe in the last round, and then a grassland bird with the worm, which would be like the Greater Prairie Chicken, which is perfect. We might be able to do that right now, actually. That's pretty good. Actually, yeah, I am going to do that right now. So, final action, round 3. We're going to drop this Greater Prairie Chicken. So this is an endangered species, I believe. It's going out here. This is the last bird we can play in the grasslands. So we have worm and 2 wheat is the cost. So we got 2 wheat. And then we're going to overpay with the fish and the rat to turn that into a worm. So we got the 4 food here. and then it costs 2 eggs. So let's pull an egg from the quail and the turkey. Alright, we're really loaded up on enclosure nest birds right now, so what a really good bonus card would be is enclosure, whatever it's called. So I think it's enclosure nest builder. So we're going to get 2 bonus cards, and we'll choose one to keep. So we have falconer and fishery manager. So right off the bat, fishery manager is birds that can eat fish. We only have 1 right now, so you only need 2 to get 3 points. And I don't plan on playing another one, so that's kind of out of the way. I'm just not going to take that. We're going to take falconer. So this is a bonus card that says birds with a predatory power are worth 2 points each. So we have that red-shouldered hawk that we played. So that's already a free 2 points. We'll keep that on top of our woologist, and then we can look out for more. So there is one in the tray there with that cormorant. And that's going to be our last action for round 3. So wrapping up round 3 here. Do one more turn for the Automa. They're going to pull fish from the bird feeder. And that's 3 fish coming out. So then we have no pink powers. That's it for round 3. Did I not place this duet token? I was going to place it right there. So when we played the Greater Prairie Chicken, we paid... Even if you overpay, you don't have a worm, you overpay for it, you could still use it to put that there. So, and we drew the bonus cards, so that's it. All right. So the round 3 goal was duet tokens on food. So we're going to count these up. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then for white they have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we win that end of round goal. We'll get the 4 points, and they'll get the 0. And we'll see what comes out, because we're going to refill this tray. Each round you got to reset the tray. Okay, we got the gray wagtail. That's a round end ability coming out. We also have black neck stilt. And there's a house wren. Cool, not really interested in any of those birds. More or less just want to play maybe these 2. I don't know. We have 5 actions left, so that's it. And we really want to maximize these points here. So the 4th end of round goal is total duet tokens on the map, so we can kind of see how we're doing right now with that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So pretty close. We'll remove this round 3 card from the Automa deck, shuffle the Automa deck, and flip this round tracker over to round 4. Just do a nice little drop shuffle here. And then just mix them up a little bit. So, yeah, let's see. I think we're going to win this regardless. I really like having these base game cards in here. It makes the game so much easier. When you play with just the Asia expansion, it's very hard. I've had really low scores. I mean, we're talking like 88, and then the Automa will get like, yeah. So the last time I played with just the Asia bird cards in there, it was 88 to 100. So this should be a little better. First action. So we have no food. We got 2 birds. We can re-roll that feeder. I think that's the move here. We're going to take some food. I got to get this shoveler down, right? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 birds now. I mean, technically, we don't have to, but I think what my goal is going to be is to play this shoveler and then lay eggs 4 times. Or 3 times because we have to take food now. And if we take food and the bird feeder doesn't cooperate, it's kind of a waste of a turn, right? Yeah, we really need to get like 2 wheat and a worm. But it's a 7-point bird, so this could be a mistake. Maybe we just get 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Times 5 is 35 points at the end of the game. That seems way better than just the 7. I mean, it could be no, because we have to take food. So I think it's just lay eggs. I think we don't have the space as the problem. That's the move right there. Okay, so we don't have the egg space to lay eggs 5 times because 35 points sounds good, but you would just fill up all these nests and you wouldn't be able to do it. So, okay, glad I kind of thought through that. And then we're gonna roll this feeder. We're taking food here. We get 2 food. We need 2 wheat and a worm. Or worst case scenario, we could play Great Hornbill for 9 points. I mean, that's 2 cherries and a worm. Okay, we get the food we need here. So let's take the 2 wheat because we still only get 2 food out here. Now we're gonna activate this hawk. So this is look at a card from the deck. All right, so if it's less than 75 centimeters, tuck it behind this bird. If not, discard it. So this is 23 centimeters, so this is going to get discarded, or tucked, sorry. And that gets a point. Then we lay an egg on the quail, and then we get another food. Now we need that worm, so we're going to activate this red start, take a worm from the feeder. All right. Yeah, because I think if we get this shoveler down, then we have four more egg spaces. And it'll give us another total duet token on the map for round 4. I like that. All right, that seems good. So let's flip for the Automa. They're going to lay 3 eggs. So these eggs over here just translate to 1 point for them at the end of the game. So you can kind of see how they're adding up. Oh, we didn't take the 2 wheat. Okay, so next action we play a bird. So we're going down here in the wetlands, so it's going to cost 1 egg. We'll take an egg off of... We really need to make sure we have that ground nest space here. So we'll take an egg off the quail. And we'll pay the food for the shoveler. So this is going to be 2 wheat and a worm. So we'll pay the 2 wheat, 1 worm. We already paid the egg. And then we're going to put this duet token down. So this is going to go... I was kind of hoping to connect all of my contiguous group here. But... honestly, the move right now is probably just take this 50 plus centimeters. So we have the northern shoveler 76. So if we drop this here, because we can't use that spot, that would connect all of our contiguous and give us a lot of points. But we can't take this 50. We're going to take this 50 plus centimeters here in the wetlands to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. The shoveler 7 points. We paid 1 egg. So you're looking at like 13-point play right there. That's pretty good. All right, that was round 4, action 2. We're gonna flip 1 for the Automa. We gotta love when they just lay eggs. It's much faster. All right, we got 3 eggs for the Automa. So rest of the game, just laying eggs. We got 3 turns where we lay eggs. This should go pretty fast. We're gonna lay 4, and actually need more eggs. Actually need more eggs. Okay, so we have 1, 2. Let's fill up. Maybe we should fill up. I guess it doesn't matter, right? First we'll fill... We put 1 here, right? We'll put 1 here. So that's 2. Go 3, 4, 5. It's not 5. It's 4. So we put the 4 down. Then we'll tuck this... we skip over these 2 white powers, and we'll tuck this behind the barn swallow, and then we can draw a card. I don't think it matters at this point. So we're going to draw... Oh, we got Puffin. I could play Puffin. That would be nice. And it would have worked with Fishery Manager, but no big deal. It's too late for the Puffin. So we did our tuck draw. We're going to activate the meadowlark here. So this is all players lay an egg on any enclosure nest bird, and then you lay an additional. So we're going to get 1 on the turkey, 1 on the shoveler. And then, do we need to discard? I don't think so. Yeah, we're not going to discard. So we'll skip the raven to keep the eggs. Because they're all worth points at the end of the game, and we have a card that we can tuck behind the barn swallow. So this is working out. This is a pretty good game. I like this engine. Alright, we'll flip. Discarding the tray, taking a 4-point face down card, and placing a duet token. Starting in the top left, looking for food in the forest. No, grasslands. So that's going to go here on this rat, and that gives them another for total, so that's going to be hard to beat. But I think we still win here. So we have twit, I don't know how to say that, roseate spoonbill, and then we got yellow-breasted chat. Cool. Alright, we're laying eggs. So 4 eggs. Oh, I have no more eggs. Gotta get some eggs out of the big Wingspan nesting box over here. Running out of eggs in a solo game. Alright, we need 4. So I got 1 yellow one here. Take 3 from here. Ran out of eggs. Alright, we got 4. Yeah, we're also running out of egg space. So let's put 1, 2. You really have to manage the space on these birds towards the end of the game. That's 3, and then we'll put 1 more here on the chicken, and then we have 1 action left, so we should just make it, if the math is right. So then we got the barn swallow. We're going to tuck the puffin, and then we'll draw 1. Does not matter what we draw with 2 actions left. So we'll take a card. We got the common loon with 1 space. We have no food. We're not playing the loon. It's going to be tucking fodder for our barn swallow. So then, yeah, I don't know if I gave the Automa cash tokens last time, so I'm just going to give them 6 this time, because we're doing another double lay here with the meadowlark. So we get to put 2 more eggs on 2 more enclosure nest birds. So we have space on the quail up here, and then we got space on the chicken and the turkey. Let's do the turkey first. And then we're going to skip the gull. Alright, flipping for the Automa, trying to wrap this game up here. So we got, they're playing a bird. That's what that symbol means. So then they're going to take birds worth less than 4. They'll take this 2-point bird face up. Backyard birder is a good one. It means they get less and less points. I like it. And then they're going to put another duet token, which hurts. There's a good chance they might not be able to place it because the board is getting full. So let's see. So we're looking up here in the top right, and then we're looking for a food type in the wetlands. So right here, they're going to connect all of those, which will give them a lot of points for contiguous group. So that kind of stinks for us. All of their duet tokens are now touching, except for this one. So they'll get a point for each one of those. So that hurts, but all good. Let's refill. There's the osprey. Cool bird. We're gonna lay eggs 1 more time. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we have the space here. We get 4 eggs. It's really 6. So let's do 1 on the lark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do 1 more on the quail. That holds 6. Let's do 1 on the chicken. Yeah, we're like 1 egg shy here. Oh well. Or no, maybe we're not. Hold on. Shoveler gets 1. We did 1 on the lark already, right? So we got to do the chicken. And then we'll tuck the loon. We'll draw a random card here. trumpeter swan. That would have been cool. I see them at the beach all the time. All right. We'll lay 2 eggs. Let's see. We don't have 2 spaces here on enclosure nests, if I'm not mistaken. We are out of spaces. All we can do is lay 1 on the meadowlark, and then we'll give the Automa 3 more cash tokens, which is just enough. And we're gonna skip the gull, so 1 more card for the Automa. That's the game wrapped up. They get 3 eggs. End of round 4. So that would be the game right there, folks. Let's see how we did. We got... Okay. First we'll score the end of round goal. So it's going to be white versus black, whoever's got the most on the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a tie. So we'll take that tie. We'll split 5 points rounding down. So we'll each get 2 for that. Okay, and then we got the paper here. And we'll score this up. So let's see. We'll do my score first. And the first thing you got to score is the points on the birds. So we got 12 down here. This would be 25, 26, 31, 35, 38, 41. So 41 for bird points isn't bad. And then on the bonus cards, we have these 2 bonus cards. So this is Oologist and Falconer. So if we read that, I know it's hard to see, but Oologist says birds that have at least 1 egg laid on them. So if you have 7 to 8 birds, it's 3 points. And then if you got 9 birds, 9 or more birds, it's 6. So we have 10 and they all got eggs on them. So that's 6. And then we got Falconer. So this is birds with a predatory power. So we only have the 1 in the red-shouldered hawk, I believe. Yeah. So this is just a solid 2 points. So our total then for bonus cards would be 6 plus the 2. So it's 8. And then for end of round goals, it's scoring these. So black, we have 2. And 4 is 6 plus 2 more because we're going to split round 4 and round down. So it's 8. All right, then we have eggs. We got a lot of eggs, so we're going to add all these up. So we got 4, 6, 10, 15, 18, 24, 26, 28, 34. So 34 eggs is pretty big. I like it. That's where we got most of our points from. With that meadowlark being able to lay eggs and then lay 2 additional eggs all game. I mean, what did I say? 34? That's huge. Food on cards, we have none. Tucked cards, we have a couple. So we'll pull them out. They're all 1 point each. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tucked cards. So 6 points. And then the last thing we're going to add up for the Asia expansion is going to be duet tokens in the largest contiguous group. So looking over here, we have a contiguous group of 3. And then over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So our largest contiguous group is 6, so we get 6 points. Okay, and then I'm just going to calculate all that together, so... yeah. See how we did. It looks like a good game to me. I mean, we got 41 plus 16. Plus 34 plus 12. Okay, 103. That's decent. We're gonna score for the Automa now. So the way this works is they're gonna get face down points here for each card that we put face down. When you play on normal difficulty, it's 4. If you play on easy, it's 3. If you play on hard, it's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 4 is 28 or something. So they're going to get 28 points just from face down cards. Then we have face up cards. Looking at the face up values is just 2, 4, 6, 9. So they get 9 points there. And then they score the end of round goals as well. So we got 0, they got 3, and then they split the 2 here with us, so 5. All right, then we have the eggs total. So if we just count these over here, it's 18, right? 19. So 19 eggs. And then we'll just look at their large contiguous group over here. So this really hurt us at the end of the game, but they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So another 9 points. And then they beat us in one of the categories.